All right, I am outside of 2145 Goddard Place in Boulder. Right against just to the right of the front door, we have a 3-inch clean out. Okay, so we'll zero out our distance reader at the bottom. All right, so right here we got cast just for a few feet, and then we'll quickly transition to clay in just a second. I did mark this spot right next to me at 3 feet 11 inches. This is where we do take a looks like it's a 22 bend down, which is interesting based on pitch, but nothing's being collected. You did see some root intrusion right there, and you'll see some at the next one. I would call that minor. And then we also dip down again. So at this point, I feel like we're going 45-degree angle down, which is the same as the vertical stack per IPC. Do see some roots there. I marked that spot, flagged it at 4 feet 11 inches. That is right next to the bush. It's right against the sidewalk here. You could take a look at the pictures on the job to see what I'm talking about. I did mark this one as well. We do continue to go down. If I believe I'm correct, 6 feet 10 inches is where I marked this. This is a straight shot out, so it's pretty relatively easy to track. Here, I also marked here. Do you remember what we said?
10'6".
10'6", and we'll be in the 10'6", 11 range pretty much from here on out. It might have been this spot right here, but we'll cross-reference the pictures and where I did put the distance and green paint next to some of those areas. Definitely mark this one. I think this is the 10'6" inches. Keep going. So that, I'll reel it back so we can get a better look at that. I kind of blew by it, my bad. But we do have a slight offset there with some fairly ugly looking pipe on the left side with some root intrusion. They did have this cleaned not too long ago, as far as I understand. So some of these roots in the beginning portion are probably knocked out better than they were before. But as we get farther down the line, due to the angle, and then we'll have another 45 here in a minute, probably makes it harder to snake. And the roots will seemingly get worse as we go. So right here, we kind of, you see that we got roots. We dip down. We're not going at a 45-degree angle down. We're now more leveled out to the appropriate pitch. There's a little bit of standing water there, but sometimes when you have this bend that happens, the water is running. We have a sink, a hand sink going, just so we can help clean the head of the camera off to get a good view. I did mark this one right against the sidewalk and the street. That is at 9'6" inches. We are on a hill, so some of those measurements kind of look a little iffy because we're sometimes just a rock in the way and things of that nature. Seems the pitch is pretty good right now, just have a lot of root intrusion. But we will run into a belly here in a minute, which I also marked in the street at 10 feet and then 10 feet and a couple inches. And then the end of that belly is our city connection. So I also marked this one. This one's pretty much 3 or 4 feet down the way from where we marked the sidewalk. This was at, I believe it was around 10 feet. I can't remember exactly. I need to go back out there and look at my measurements. You can see we got a lot of roots here, especially for having a cleaning recently done. They're going to get backed up within a year, most doubt. We did not mark some of these just because we just know every 3-foot section has roots. We are under the street now. So here we had the beginning of a belly. I marked somewhere over here where we have good pitch. That is at 10 feet exact. I can see it from where I'm at. And then it travels approximately 6 to 8 feet before we come out of it, which I also marked at 10 feet and a couple inches. and then pretty much immediately afterwards we dip down into the city, heading east. So that distance from the clean out, beginning of the clean out, to the city tap connection is 56 feet. So I'll go ahead and let the video run as I pull out so we can get a better look at that. I discussed with Bo here that, you know, Garvin's, there is a discrepancy about how deep it is in some sections. If this is something that is in-house for us, probably do 2 estimates, one for up to the street, and then do one at the entirety of the repair. Because they're already going to be doing excavation for contracted work on the, you know, close to the house. With the amount of roots we saw, it's smart to want to weigh the options of getting the whole thing replaced. If you do only get partially replaced, recommendation from Garvin's will be you will still have to get this thing snaked out at least once a year, if not more. Probably want to do some root application if you do that. If we were to get this entire line replaced with PVC, we would fix the belly, we would fix all that root intrusion, and we probably wouldn't have a sewer problem for many, many, many years. Which would be, you know, it's always going to be our official recommendation, because the best fix is always the, you know, the way to go. I also recommend no matter what, if you do sewer spot repair, whether it's the entirety of it or, you know, the part in the yard, probably want to get some clean outs in addition to the one we're working from now installed just while you're there. There is not a way to go upstream from the clean out in case there was a blockage in the future in the cast iron portion inside. If we're going to do any type of sewer repair, we recommend getting a 2-way OSR installation, probably somewhere around the sidewalk area, so that you could get a good shot out to the city too, to negate some of that distance and turning of the drain, so you get a better cleaning. You can get the best, most effective sharp blade you could in there. If you have any questions, refer to the sewer scope report, or if you have any further questions afterwards, give Garvin Sewer Service a call. My name is Caleb. Thank you very much.